A warm welcome to today's edition of Money Moves. I am Melissa Enoch here at the FMDQ studios in Lagos.
And I'm Grace Agbarago. It's Tuesday, the 17th of February. We thank you for joining us at this time on the show.
All right, let's tee off with your news now. Egypt has launched a $500 billion Team Africa initiative targeting nearly 300 development projects across the continent. The plan seeks to close Africa's financing gap and address poverty, unemployment, and food and energy insecurity. Under Egypt's NEPAD chairmanship, the agency expanded its budget, secured new funding, and passed the EU's institutional assessment. Cairo also committed $100 million in Nile Basin seed funding and plans to host an African business summit to accelerate public-private investment. Meanwhile, in Ghana, the Tree Crop Summit opens this Tuesday, bringing together policymakers, industry leaders, and investors to focus on the role of tree crops in driving value addition, export growth, and rural development. Opening the summit, John Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, speaks economic transformation and agro-industrial agenda. Let's listen to him.
This summit is not merely ceremonial, it is strategic. It reflects a central commitment of the NDC's 2024 manifesto, which is to reset Ghana's economy by strengthening productive sectors, expanding exports, creating decent jobs, and positioning agriculture as a driver of industrial transformation. There's an Akan proverb that says, "Ofro duapa ni pion." When you climb a good tree, that is when you are supported. Today, I must say, Ghana is climbing a good tree, the tree crop sector. And so we invite all Ghanaians, our investment partners, diplomatic partners, to climb this tree with us. For decades, agriculture has contributed about 21% to our GDP. And cocoa has been our pride, earning roughly $2 billion annually and supporting millions of livelihoods. The 2024 manifesto says clearly that Ghana must move from dependence to diversification. Climate shocks, global price volatility, and environmental stress demand that we broaden our agricultural base. Economic resilience requires reducing our over-reliance on single commodity exports. And this is why tree crops are central to our agriculture for economic transformation agenda as set out in our 2024 manifesto.
In commodities news, unsold cocoa beans are piling up in warehouses across Ivory Coast as cooperatives struggle to sell to exporters following a sharp drop in global prices. Exporters have refused to pay the government-set farm gate price of 2,800 CFA francs per kilogram for the 2025/2026 season, saying cocoa from the world's top producer has become too expensive amid weakening demand and a price slump to two-year lows. Cooperative head Seko Dagnogo said the sales impasse has left stocks unsold, cash flow strained, and debt mounting, making it harder to pay farmers. In the meantime, South Africa's unemployment rate fell slightly to 31.4% in the fourth quarter, its lowest in over 5 years, as jobs were added in social services, construction, and finance. The rate dropped from 31.9% in the third quarter, remaining among the highest globally. 7 of 10 industries saw employment gains, while 3 recorded declines. Meanwhile, Morocco has launched a public call for investment in mineral extraction, offering 361 exploration blocks, including 13,000 square kilometers in Tafilale and Figuig, representing 22% of the region's mining area. The Ministry of Energy Transition and Sustainable Development sets strict conditions for companies requiring environmental protection, use of renewable energy, and support for local development. In South Africa, the 2026 Gauteng Investment Conference media launch is underway live from the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, signaling a strong push towards market-based investment collaboration. The event marks the official kickoff of Gauteng's bold investment agenda, setting the tone for growth, strategic partnerships, and new opportunities across the province. Here are excerpts.
The Gauteng Investment Conference 2026 aims to strengthen the entire investment life cycle, building on the momentum of 2025. We are institutionalizing marketing, origination, facilitation, and delivery. We are aligning with AFTA and Agenda 2063 to deepen Pan-African value chains. We are building on engagements in Davos, Switzerland, Italy, and the mining indaba to convert diplomatic relations into structured pipelines. We are also placing municipalities at the center of this model. Urban planning, infrastructure approvals, and spatial coordination largely sit at local level. For investment to flow at scale, municipalities must therefore be active partners in project preparation and execution. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2025, we demonstrate that Gauteng can mobilize capital, and in 2026, we are showing that Gauteng can convert capital into projects, jobs leading to growth of the economy. To the investors gathered here today, we are presenting structured opportunities, bankable projects, aligned policy frameworks, intergovernmental coordination, and active facilitation. The Gauteng Investment Conference 2026 aims...
In other news, Nigeria's Bua Group, Adport Group, and Mayor Group of Abu Dhabi have signed a strategic MOU to collaborate on sugar refining, agro-industrial development, and global logistics. The partnership aims to strengthen regional food security, boost industrial diversification, and position Abu Dhabi as a hub for trade and manufacturing. The initiative will leverage Bua's industrial expertise, Khalifa Port's infrastructure, and Adport's operational experience, aligning with the UAE Food Security Strategy 2051 and Nigeria's agricultural transformation agenda. Finally, on news now, NAM Power has commissioned Africa's first fully digital electrical substation at the Sekel Ding site near Swakopmund, marking a major milestone in the continent's power infrastructure. The 132.6633 kilovolt facility, built at a cost of 394 million Namibian dollars, will strengthen grid reliability and support future load growth. The project was delivered on a turnkey basis by South African firm Actum as engineering, procurement, and construction contractor. The substation uses IEC 61850 aligned digital technology, including fiber optic communication process and station bus systems, and hybrid AIS-GIS switchgear, enabling real-time monitoring, remote operation, and predictive maintenance. I am Melissa Enoka, and that's it on News Now this Tuesday. The show returns shortly with Grace at the FMDQ ticker tape room, giving us our market update.
founded the Tony Melu Foundation 15 years ago, and I'm happy to say that to date we have supported over 24,000 young African men and women, each one given a non-refundable seed capital of $5,000, and trained for 12 weeks, and mentors appointed for them, etc. Out of this, about 21% of these entrepreneurs are in the agri-business and agricultural space. And out of about 5,400 people benefited from this program, and they are invested in agriculture and businesses. And out of the 55% of them are women, females, okay? And we like that because we've seen that empowering women is like empowering communities, nations, etc., and they succeed. And it's not by chance that we have two of our panelists here, women. And what we have seen, the people we have supported, is that they have helped to create jobs.
We're going to stop foreign funding for the purchase of our cocoa. We are going to raise domestic bonds. We have enough CDs in Ghana to pay for our cocoa. We're going to raise domestic bonds, buy our own cocoa. We don't need to collateralize the beans. I know the interesting part. We have the capacity to process 400,000 tons of those beans, processing capacity in Ghana. But because the beans are collateralized, we cannot even allocate those beans to the local processors. We have to ship all the beans outside. Now, if we buy the beans ourselves, we can take 400,000 tons out of the beans and give to our local processors to add value. That is what the Accra research is about. I say by 2030, there are not going to be any raw mineral ores leaving Ghana. You're not going to ship manganese ores out of Ghana raw. You're not going to ship bauxite ore out of Ghana raw. You're not going to ship iron ore out of Ghana raw. You must process all that locally. That is the only way we can provide opportunities for our young people.
Welcome back to Money Moves. Let's now go over to Grace for today's market review. Hello there again, Grace.
Hi, Melissa. Let's now track how the markets ended trading today across the continent, beginning with equities. The Nigerian Stock Exchange slipped 0.47%, while the BRVM in Abidjan advanced 0.59% to 393.14. Nairobi Securities Exchange declined 0.42% to 215.05. In South Africa, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange fell 1.10%, while the SEMDEX in Mauritius is closed for the Chinese Spring Festival holiday. In North Africa, Egypt's EGX30 rose 0.66%, while Morocco's MASI dropped 0.78%. Let's do a quick round on some of the Pan-African currencies. The rand weakened 0.73% to 16.10 against the US dollar. The Egyptian pound strengthened 0.72%, while the CFA franc gained 0.24%. The Kenyan shilling firmed 0.08% to 129. The Moroccan dirham edged up 0.15% to 9.13, while the naira appreciated 0.37% to 1,342 naira 80 kobo as at 13:46 GMT. Let's switch into the commodities data deck, beginning with energy prices. Brent crude eased 0.12% to $68.57, while US WTI climbed 1.13%. Natural gas slid 4.38%, while Arabian gasoline rose 0.80% to $1.92 as at 13:32 GMT. Finally, two metals prices. Gold fell 2.12%, while copper declined 2.39% to $5.66. Platinum dropped 3.77%, while platinum gained 0.60%, and iron ore was down 0.71% to $99.66 as at 13:34 GMT. And that's how we close the Money Moves markets today. Back to you, Melissa.
Thank you for those market updates, Grace. And that's it on today's edition of Money Moves. From me and the rest of the team here at the FMDQ studios, we say thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all same time tomorrow.